Whew, how do you digest last night's game? Oh boy. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well. So last night was game one of the World Series, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted to. Yankees lost on a walk-off grand slam in the 10th inning to Freddie Freeman. They hands off Nestor Cortez. Okay. Some good parts. Garrett Cole was good. Giancarlo Stanton was good, right? Jazz Chisholm was fantastic. So was Alex Verdugo. And even Anthony Volpe. These guys, the smaller role players, played their part. We need them to continue to do that. Just like we need Gleyber Torres. We need his glove to wake up. Just like we need Aaron Judge's bat to wake up. I mean, if he had hit the way we know he can, then maybe that game doesn't go to extra innings last night. But that's in the past. Got to get over it. We can spend all day talking the same baloney talking points that were circulating last night. It's fire Boone for this, fire Boone for that. Why did he go to Cortez and not Hill, and so on and so forth? But here's a couple things about that. Number one, the Cortez matchup was favorable over Ohtani. Ohtani was 2 for 12 against him. Okay? Cortez got him out of one pitch, thankfully. Thank you, Alex Verdugo, for that. Okay? And then they walked, obviously, Betts, and then Freeman obviously did what he did. So, but there was a 3-batter minimum, unfortunately. And he had to face 3 consecutive MVPs. But the other thing is, too, if Tim Hill had come in and the outline and the result was the same, then those same people trashing Boone would have been trashing Boone differently last night. Mismanagement of the bullpen, this, that. Why didn't you go to Nestor? People that have been begging for Nestor to be on a postseason roster, on the World Series roster, are now upset that he was brought in last night when the matchup favored him. It is what it is, right? So, but there's a couple little pieces of silver lining, and I always do this. Okay, I don't join the bash people party. I don't join the excuses party. Okay, I'm looking forward. It's like I hope that you all do the same. This is not over. Okay, you know why? And here's a couple of points that I want to point out. Okay, when it comes to this World Series, this one here, this is the Yankees have been down 0-1 9 times in the World Series and have won 9 World Series, being down 0-1. 3 of them were against the Dodgers, and in 2 of those 3. 1956 and 1978, they were down 2 games to nothing, just like they were in Atlanta in 1996, okay? And they came back and won. So this is not over. It's 1 game. And this is the World Series. You're going to see the best of everything. And the opportunities are not going to be plentiful. I mean, last night the Yankees had more opportunities to score than the Dodgers. Okay, they left 10 guys on base. The Dodgers left 4. The Dodgers didn't have as many opportunities, but they capitalized on the one that they did have, on the ones that they did have, period. Okay, so leaving 10 guys on base, Judge striking out 3 times twice with 2 guys on base is no less impactful than Aaron Boone bringing in Nestor Cortez to throw to Freddie Freeman. It was lefty versus lefty. So it was a lose-lose situation either way, whether it was Hill or Nestor Cortez. Yeah, Hill was sharp and so on and so forth. I get it. But again, like I said, had Hill come in and done the same thing, people would still be trashing Boone. Figuring out a way to trash Boone. They'll go to the talking points, whether from certain channels or WFAN or whatever it is, that circulated all last night. Same exact ones circulating around the universe, right? Ignoring 10 guys left on base, ignoring all these other pieces, right? Because why did he go to Hill? Why did he go to Nestor instead of Hill? That was all that was asked last night. Okay, and again, I understand. Why did they pull Cole after 88 pitches? I get it. You want to ride your horse as long as you can. Totally get that too. This is the World Series. So all justifiable questions. Okay, but why are we ignoring certain things? That's my question. This is why, I talk about this stuff, and I got a couple of suggestions too. I think might be helpful to the Yankees. That's why I asked, and we talk about this a lot. And I asked you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet. Okay, and hit the notifications. That way, when we go live, after every game, you can come and join the discussion. Okay, and having these different viewpoints elevates the content, elevates the conversation. Maybe it inspires us or motivates us to think throughout other people's eyes. People bring up a good point, It's important to acknowledge it. It's important to consider it. But if people are just going to come bring the same old useless talking points, right, which they did all last night, all over the place, what's that going to do? The game's over. You can't change. It's over. We got to readjust moving forward. Okay. What can they do? Well, I think, it might be a good idea for the Yankees to consider swapping Stanton and Judge in the lineup right now. I would actually put Stanton third, maybe Rizzo fourth, Judge fifth, and then keep going after that. Jazz and Volpe and the rest of them. That might be a good idea. Have Stanton behind Soto. Probably get more run production there right now. And then Rizzo's been manufacturing some good play there too. And then take a little bit of pressure off of Aaron Judge right now. Let him kind of come back to his own, come back to his groove, hopefully. And then if it's justified, then you can move him back up. But it might make sense to have Stanton batting third right now behind Soto, then Rizzo, then Judge at fifth. Okay, you let me know what your thoughts are on that. Yeah, it's really, really at this point, the Yankees are going to have to really dig deep and figure out what they're going to do to switch the momentum last night. The Yankees switch momentum. If they split this series and they're going to go back to New York, and that's exactly what we hope for them to do, right? Switch the series. Never mind. All was a win. They lost. Period. Moving on. Okay. Nothing we can do. Nothing they can do. Okay. If they split the series, go back to New York 1-1, then we're in good shape. And then if they can win 2 out of 3 in New York, then they come back to LA up 3-2, then it gives them an advantage, right? And this is why I predicted the Yankees in 7. Yeah, because I do think it's going to go probably the whole length of this series. Yeah, last night was a punch in the gut. It just shows how good the Dodgers can be, right? But it also shows that they're not unbeatable. Yankees squandered opportunities. They had more opportunities. They didn't capitalize on them. They are beatable. Okay. And I'm watching the same game that everybody else is watching. You see these things firsthand. And I'm also taking notes of how many guys they left on base. 10. Dodgers left 4. That's a huge difference. Okay. And this stuff is important to consider. These are some of the adjustments that hopefully they'll make moving forward. Okay. And I can't fault, Boone for everything. I can't fault Cortez for everything. It's got to be a shared responsibility. This is a team effort. But we can't just let Judge off the hook. He's not above criticism. Okay? And I know, and understand it's the easy response to blame Boone for everything, right? And so on. So, but keep in mind, when Joe Torre managed his first World Series with the Yankees, they went down 2-0 to the Braves, and then they won the next 4. In 2009, they lost the first game against Cliff Lee. It was Cliff Lee versus Sabathia in Game 1. Lee won that game. Game 2, A.J. Burnett came back and beat Pedro Martinez and tied the series. And the Yankees won 2 out of 3 in Philly, and then they won Game 6 in New York. So this is possible. It really, really is. And I hope some people are thinking about this a little bit, right? This is not over by any stretch of the imagination. This is supposed to be a stressful series. It's the World Series, the 2 best teams, the 2 Goliaths, the behemoths in baseball are facing each other. And it's definitely an emotionally driven baseball series, right? So I get it. We're going to be frustrated when they lose. We're going to be, exuberant when they win. Get that too. And the Dodgers fans are going to be the same way. So it is what it is. But right now we need Carlos Rodon to come out and really, really deliver tonight. And he knows that. Okay. And we hope, and hopefully the offense will be a little bit more productive than they were last night. Right. It can be indicative of the Mets series. They shut down the Mets, and the next game, the Mets blew them out. It could be similar to that. Okay. But there was no blowout. It was just a walk-off grand slam last night. I think it was the first walk-off grand slam in World Series history, too. So kudos to Freddie Freeman for that hit. But again, that's tough. That's a tough proposition for anybody. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. 3 consecutive MVPs to start your lineup. That is hell for most teams, most pitchers. So I don't envy any pitcher that has to do it. But I credit Cole for going through them multiple times. So this is why he's our ace. But today's another day. Game 2. I'll be back later, obviously, when the lineup comes out. That'll be out in a couple hours, I'm guessing. So, and then we'll be live at the game tonight. And hopefully celebrate a series split heading back to New York. Give me your thoughts, gang. Let's go.